Hi, I feel really weird. This is gonna be my first video that I upload to YouTube. Actually, no, I used to have one in high school a long time ago. I used to do fashion videos, but the past week I felt really inclined to start making videos about important things. That's not to say that fashion or whatever that other stuff isn't important. It's just not really relative to me anymore. Okay, I don't really know where to begin. I don't know what to talk about, but I feel like with everything that's been happening, I just need to express myself and to get it out there into the world. I don't know what I'm gonna say, so I'm sorry about that. I'm in Vancouver. I moved here a few months ago from Arizona, but I just came out on this beautiful day because it's been raining non-stop this month, and this is literally the first day there's been sun, but it's still really cold. Anyways, I guess I wanted to talk about the thing that's been happening or occurring the most lately for me. It's about ascension. Yeah, and that's like a really broad topic, kind of hard to even dive into, but this week has been the strongest point where I've been experiencing this, and I mean, I have been experiencing slight ascension symptoms ever since 2011, 2012, but this week was like the complete package, to say the least. So yeah, I guess I'll start from how it began. So in 2011, 2012, I'm pretty sure it's 2012, which would make sense now, reflecting back on that in the collective, you know. So, okay, I was pretty young. I was a teenager, and I still am really young. I was developing a lot of sensitivities. So I was highly emotional and sensitive to other energies and other people. So my friends, they were very genuine and nice, but completely unaware sometimes. And I just couldn't play the game anymore of playing the role of being social and making friends and being cool or whatever it is, the fashion thing, you know, or it could be anything really, but I just couldn't fit in anymore, and a part of me felt really terrible because I thought that my ego was saying like, oh, I'm above them and they are not at my level, but it wasn't that. It was just I couldn't relate to anything, and I always felt this as a little girl. Like, I really didn't have many friends growing up, ever, and if I had one friend, like, that's the only person I would have. Oh, okay, my hand's hurting. So I'm gonna like be moving a lot. So yeah, I was extremely unhappy, and I always had this unhappiness, or I just wasn't content, I guess, but I always had this feeling inside of me, but it really just kind of burst 2012, and I'm not gonna go into what that means, oops, sorry, but my life kind of fell apart. And I mean, it didn't fall apart, I made it fall apart. But with suffering came a great awareness. So I started to seclude myself a lot, and every weekend I would go out into nature by myself, which when my old friends would ask, like, what are you doing? I'll be like, I'm going to the desert by myself, or I'll go camping by myself. People were kind of concerned, but I knew I needed it. And with nature and the combination of solitude, I unraveled a box that I didn't even think existed. I don't even know where to begin with that, but I guess with that solitude became like a yearning. I was just searching for truth. I wanted to get connected to myself again. Oh, it's cold. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I wanted to get connected to myself, and later as that developed, I grew fond of the concept of God or source or higher self. It really just dawned on me that that's my existence. I came here to self-realize or find the truth, but all along I always knew it was already here. There's no searching to be done, but part of our human nature is to find that. It's like a rat race, you know? You just keep chasing your own tail, even though that's a dog, not a rat. Yeah, so we inherently know the truth, yet we still strive to look outside of ourselves for it. And even though this knowledge and awareness is always within me, I am still searching. Okay, so I'm just gonna skip past like a lot of the introductory, but the awareness led to my unhappiness led to my awareness, and then my diet changed. So it was partially due to my sadness. I had a problem with food, so I started to eat cleaner, but obviously for not the best intentions. But as I did eat way more clean and cut out animal products, then I started to realize the importance of that besides the physical benefits. Sorry. So yeah, I went vegetarian and then I went vegan, and for the first time in my life, I remember always telling my parents, I am so happy, like I feel light. I was full of energy, and yes, I still had a lot of darkness and within, but it just, something kind of changed within me with just eating differently, and that led me to more spirituality. So I began, I was really into Buddhism and Hinduism, so Eastern religions or philosophies, I guess, which I still am. But yeah, by the end of high school, that was my life, pretty much. And another thing is, like, I couldn't handle high school so much that I had to graduate a year early. It was pretty much like a year and a half, actually. But I couldn't stay in that place anymore, so I was like, oh, let's go to college. That's gonna definitely change it, you know? People are more mature and aware, and sorry. But yeah, so I went to college, and then my roommate, we totally bonded and connected, and she's my best friend, and we still talk, but like, we're each other's spiritual sisters, and we've been on quite a journey. But yeah, so I don't know if I should say this, but because I don't think my mom will watch, but whatever. So we took psychedelics for the first time together, and that completely completely altered my existence in the best way possible. And to this day, I still, I take psychedelics because I believe it's a medicine. And lately I've been taking quite a lot because it's been given to me, but also even my perception of that has changed. When I was younger, I was like, oh no, drugs, terrible, but now I see the divine purpose, and I see it's most of the time a medicine. But that opened the door of oneness, and from there I just keep going further and further, and that's pretty much what directs my entire life now. When I have inquiries of why I'm here, or what everyone is, what is my family, and I just go back to the idea of, well, what is oneness? What does that mean to me? I'm sorry, this video is it's gonna be really long. My bad. So yeah, psychedelics led to oneness and God. I realized everything around me was God, and if everything around me was God, that means I was God, and I created it all, and I am creating it all. And that concept has lived and danced within me for years now, but it's obviously developed to more a smaller concept. It just keeps getting like more detailed, I guess. So where can I go from this? Yeah, I dropped out of college because I realized that it wasn't my path, and this oneness and this godliness and self-realization, it wasn't necessary for me to take that path. I knew, or continue on that path, sorry. I knew going to college for that period of time was absolutely necessary for the mere fact of the timeline and how I met certain people and experienced certain things. But now that I've opened that door, I know that wherever I am, whatever I'm doing, it's always the right way. So if I drop out, it's the right way for me. Okay, so yeah, past few years, a lot of things have changed. I've been a lot of places. I keep finding that I jump from place to place a lot, and that concerns my family, but I get called to certain places through visions and whatnot. But I ended up from last year, wait, was it February? Yeah. No, January or February, I went to China for 6 months and I came back, but I was in complete isolation, and that was probably that was when the ascension really, I could feel every night and every single day of being totally alone in a foreign country and traveling by myself. It kicked something in, like my brain it changed. I changed. I can make a whole new video on that, but yeah, I came back. I moved to Vancouver because I have my brother who lives here. My other brother moved up. But this week, I have never in my entire life experienced anything like this before, and that was the ascension. So, where do I begin? Okay, I had another experience with a medicine, and in that I went to a space where I often go when I take these, the dying space, let's call it that. Yeah, I go to like a void place, and it's just me falling, and then surrendering the whole time, going, oh, I'm dying, and that's okay. And this time I was alone when I took it, so I was just on the floor dying, and I don't know where I was. I don't know if it had been hours, but I remember my consciousness coming back to this plane, and the first thing I thought was, well, if I am it, then I'm creating this. And I got up, and I stopped dying, and I continued. I continued having a nice trip. I'm gonna feel so bad if someone I know watches this and they're like, oh my gosh, whatever. This is a part of letting go. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. But so I continued on, and a little bit before and after the feeling of dying, I knew something was going to change. And after I came back, I totally felt like a different person. Yeah. So the night ends, and I sleep over at my brother's house because we went to a show. And throughout that entire night, I really couldn't sleep. I was met with many energies, but one specifically was a tall, dark person with a mask on standing over me the whole night. I wasn't afraid though. I didn't know. I think this person was trying to communicate something to me, but I wasn't really understanding. And my dreams were intense. I wrote them down, but I honestly can't remember. So much has happened. But yeah, the next day I tried to eat something, and it was a granola bar. I couldn't finish it. And then for the next 3 days, I didn't eat anything. I couldn't sleep. And when I did get a chance to sleep, I would have nightmares about killing myself and drowning, and just really intense, dark things. And every night now, I'm pretty much, every night, I am met with entities, and I am shown symbols that look like Egyptian hieroglyphics, and I keep painting symbols that I've never seen before. My art has totally changed. Okay, so I guess this is the ascension symptoms? Yeah, for me, at least. Hold on, I want to see how long this video is. For the meantime, you can look at where I am right now. Whoa. Okay, 18 minutes, not bad. Okay, so yeah, dreams, totally altered, very vivid, but in my dreams lately, I go to the death space where